Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slain Hope, and I got another video for y'all. In this video, I want to talk about how, most of our black women are broken. And it's partly our fault as men, because we haven't played our role to a certain extent to protect them and to be there for them, or to even be a space for them to be able to pour into us or even talk to us about certain things that's been going on. And I want to talk about this event that I went to. So I used to do restorative justice a lot. And if you don't know what restorative justice is, you could look it up. It's like an indigenous practice about, people just kind of like build community and share, different things about themselves. And, sometimes it has a prompt that you can go by. It's just basically just being vulnerable with each other. And then all the women that were there that spoke, they said they had been sexually assaulted in some way, right? And most of the times it was by a man that was supposed to protect them. It was by a man that was supposed to be there for them, make sure nothing happened to them, And it was sad, man. And I remember how I felt that day. I felt so enraged, like that all of these things is going on with a lot of our women, a lot of our sisters. And sometimes we have no idea. We don't have no idea that some of these women been raped. Some of their parents don't even know. They haven't even spoken to some of their parents. Some women won't even tell their parents that they were raped because their fathers will lose their mind and they don't want to see their fathers in jail. I literally have women told me that they just don't want to, they don't want to jeopardize losing like a man that they love in their life, so they don't even tell nobody. They hold it down. And another reason why I say it's part of our fault is because we either didn't protect them like we were supposed to, whether we the fathers, the uncles, the whoever, right? And we also don't protect them in the streets as just men, just being black men. When we see black brothers, and I'm talking about our friends, people got to be mindful of jumping into situations, domestic situations in the street, right? Because men do kill men at a higher rate than they do women, right? So, men have to be, aware of those things. But I'm talking about when we see our friends bad mouth women, when they try to talk to them and they can't handle rejection, we don't say nothing. See, so this is all the things that is pushed out there into the minds of our women. They was not protected in their house by their fathers. They was not protected by their mothers, because a lot of times these mothers get stepdaddies, and these stepdaddies be abusing these women. And when these young girls be trying to tell their moms, I done heard stories of women picking the stepdaddies over their children when their children tell them that they've been raped. I seen women blame their daughters. You should never been being in that man's face. You should never been wearing that. You should never been doing this. So I seen how we blame victims. I done heard it. So we haven't protected them in the house. And then they come out to the world and we don't even protect them in the world. We don't protect them. And that's why I said in another video, broken homes feed the streets, man. Because then these women leave their houses looking for protection, the protection that was at home. And they get with these guys, these young chicks get with these older guys that take advantage of them. Because they're looking for that protection. They're looking for that vulnerability. They're looking to be vulnerable. They're looking for a savior. And when you get broken from a young age, it's very, very hard to bounce back. It's very, 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 very hard to bounce back when you get broken from a young age. When you get sexually assaulted at a very young age and you actually liked it, because it's not that it doesn't mean you want it. It's just your body reacts a certain way. Now you got a shot of that drug. You got a shot of that dopamine. You got a shot of that orgasm. Now you're chasing. You literally like a crackhead. Sorry, crack smoker. You're literally like a drug addict chasing a dosage. And it leads to a lot of women becoming promiscuous. It leads to a lot of women being sex trafficked. It leads to, and in some cases, come on, we gotta be honest. A lot of us created some of these hoes. I remember dudes back in the day coercing women to sleep with their mans. If you really loved me, you'll sleep with my whole team. Come on. We created a lot of these hoes, either by not protecting them or by persuading them to do things that they probably didn't even want to do. And that was kind of rape. That's kind of rape. Like, when a woman don't want to do certain things and you persuade her. I know some of y'all have a hard time understanding this because I see it by some of y'all comments. Like, like men, and I'm saying we figuratively, we the men have persuaded women to do some of these things from young. Now we shame them when they get older. You know? We shame them. We talk shit about the baby moms. We talk shit about the hoes. And don't get me wrong, I shame hoes. Because I think in the shame, maybe that's just me being a bad messenger, but I'm trying to be better. I mean, I got female friends that tell me on the back end, like, yo, bro, you're a little too harsh, bro. You need to be a little more compassionate. And I was compassionate at one point. I don't know, somewhere along the way I lost that. And I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. I try to be more compassionate to my men and my women. Because we need each other, bro. Ain't nobody gonna mess with us like we mess with us. Ain't nobody gonna understand us like we understand each other. So we need to stop playing around and fuck with each other, because shit gonna get bad. Shit gonna get real bad real soon. And we sitting here with this gender shit because we don't understand each other. We're not taking the time to understand each other. And I'm just trying to say, like, our sisters are severely traumatized, and it's hard to love them. It's hard to love them because for the most part, a lot of them have not done the right healing from those sexual traumas of their young, early years. A lot of them have not done it. And a lot of them don't trust us. A lot of them don't trust us, and that's part of their trauma. They're hurt. You know, every time they entrusted upon a man to protect them and to be there for them and to do the things that we were supposed to do as men, we don't do it. We drop the ball. We drop the ball. And right now, please don't come in the comment section talking some ignorant stuff, man. I'm just trying to highlight how we don't know what these sisters went through to survive. Some of these young girls get kicked out of their house early on. They start acting out in school because it's underlying issues that is making them do this. It's underlying issues that maybe they didn't tell their mom or their pops because they couldn't, or they didn't feel like, maybe their parents didn't cultivate a conducive environment for them to be able to talk to them. Sometimes these girls don't got nobody to talk to, and sometimes the only people that they can relate to is the other girls that have been raped too. It's a lot of trauma bonding. So now these chicks, sometimes a chick that got hurt, she bonds with another girl who probably been hoeing or probably been selling her body or doing certain things, right, that I think are byproducts of being touched as a little kid. And now she's persuading her. She's telling her, like, that's why I don't trust these niggas. That's why you got to do this. This is how you got to do it. And then he like, it's just a cycle, man. It's a cycle. But I think a lot of these women are acting out because they just didn't have that care and that nurture. They didn't have that, and it's unfortunate and it's sad. I remember how it made me feel just to hear that there's a lot of men who are taking advantage of women. And some of them are your friends. Some of them are your family members. I remember recently hearing about one of my cousins, man, that be doing creep shit, and that shit just got me mad. It just got me, it just made me boil inside. Because it's like, damn, bro, I be saying what up to this dude, and this dude is a creep. And my cousin told me that shit, and I was just like, yo, like, I fell for her, like, it was just crazy, man. It was crazy, man. Like, some of the shit that we do, man, it's crazy. And I was just like, we gotta be better, man. We gotta be better, and I know it's hard. It's hard to build with our sisters because they don't trust us, because we haven't been playing our role. But I just want us to be a little mindful of why some of these sisters may be so promiscuous today. I just want us to be mindful of, we be so quick. And don't get me wrong, I shame people, and maybe I shouldn't. I mean, I believe in shame because shame builds character. But it might not be the best way, It might not be the best way. But I always keep it real. I always tell these sisters, like, yo, even if I might benefit from your hoeing around, I'm going to tell you, yo, that's not it. I'm going to tell you. Because I'm a man, right? We benefit sexually, right? Because these girls is giving it up easy. And they're just, hopping around from wee-wee to wee-wee. Men benefit because men be trying to get access to sex. And women control that. So when you have these women, men are benefiting. So even if I benefit as a man, I always keep it real and tell the sisters, like, yo, that's not it, man. I always try to tell them, like, yo, you know, be a little more mindful with who you share your stuff with. The problem is then they try to fall in love with me, and I be like, yo, I just can't do that. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to be real. And a lot of times it's hard for those women to find love, and maybe this is why they don't share these stories. Maybe this is why they don't feel comfortable doing these things. So we just need to. I encourage the sisters that if you have not healed your trauma, if you have not worked on yourself, like, get some help, please. Because the longer you prolong it, the more you don't get no help, the harder it is for you to be able to be in a conducive situation. So I just wanted us to be mindful, man. Sometimes you don't know, man. These chicks get kicked out of the house, and they don't have nothing. All they have is a box. All they have is coochie. Some girls literally be fucking just to be able to live in some dude's house or in some trap. Some chicks literally be just roaming the street. They use sex to make money to eat. I'm not saying that, again, I'm not talking about some women that are of the age of being able to get certain things or get a job. I'm talking about sometimes it be some young girls, man, just selling their box. Because they just looking at it as a survival thing. Like, well, I'm not in my house, nobody giving me nothing. And then maybe they got some friends that be encouraging them to do that. Like, you don't really know what people been through, man, unless you ask questions. And if you create a space where they're vulnerable and they want to tell you, they might tell you. But sometimes you might be the fifth guy who they trusted. And when you lose trust, when you have a distrust for men from a young age, when your father did not protect you from the wolves, or your mother didn't do it, or the people who you really expected to do it didn't do it, it's going to be very hard for you to trust other people coming along that mean well. So I just wanted to make this video to tell us, like, you know, sometimes when our sisters act out, man, it's coming from somewhere, man. It's usually coming from some sexual shit that you don't even know. You have no idea the skeletons that they have in their closets. Just like you have no idea about your friends, your male friends, who are the culprits. So I just made this video because I want us to be better. I want us to have a little more empathy for each other. And I want us to kind of like try to understand why we acting out, why we lashing out. It's like kids, right? When kids can't communicate and they can't tell you what's bothering them, they lash out and they do things. And we think they just bad, but there's something that's bothering them. So let's just pay attention to the signs. Let's try to talk, let's try to be a little mindful about sexual assault. That most of our sisters been sexually assaulted. And some of us don't even know. So if you like the video, make sure you like it so it can circulate. Make sure you share it. Make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Y'all have a good one. Peace.